Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to have you here with me today. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys all about the wonderful world of VAT. I'm going to try and cover all bases of everything that you need to know about VAT before you register. So I'm going to be talking about what is VAT, what happens when you register, voluntarily registering for VAT and why you might do that, the benefits of registering for VAT, different VAT schemes, and how to keep records now that you are VAT registered. I have used timestamps in the video below, so if you are here for a specific reason with a specific question, you can jump ahead. But if you're not and you're here for the ride, grab a cup of tea and let's talk VAT. Okay, so before we actually get stuck into the nitty-gritty of the ins and the outs of VAT, it's actually really important that you understand what VAT is. Short for value-added tax. VAT is a business tax imposed by the government on the sales and purchases of goods and services. When you buy a product that is eligible for VAT in a shop, for example, you go into a petrol station, grab a Kit Kat from the side and take it to the till, there is automatically VAT included in the price you pay. While not all businesses are required to register for VAT, it's really important that you know if and when yours is. So in the UK, businesses, and when I say business, I'm referring to sole traders, partnerships, and limited companies, with a VAT taxable turnover that exceeds the current VAT threshold, which is currently £85,000, has to register for VAT. I mentioned the VAT taxable turnover, and what I mean by that is the total of all of your sales which are not exempt from VAT. And it's also important to note here that the £85,000 VAT taxable turnover threshold applies to a rolling 12-month period, and it is not limited to financial year on financial year. So when you are reporting to check your VAT taxable turnover and whether or not that's close to the limit, you need to run a report in a rolling 12-month period to see when you are approaching the threshold. But in summary, when your VAT taxable turnover is approaching £85,000, you need to register for VAT. If you haven't yet exceeded £85,000 VAT taxable turnover, but you know that in the next 30 days you are going to, for example, if you've just landed a huge contract and you know it's going to push you over, you also have to register at that point. So there are some situations where it can be beneficial to voluntarily register for VAT before you have hit the threshold of mandatory registration, and so I'm going to talk about those now. So it doesn't become mandatory or compulsory to register for VAT until your VAT taxable turnover goes over £85,000. But sometimes voluntary registration can be beneficial for you and your business. There are a number of different reasons why it might be beneficial to voluntarily register for VAT, and those include: you can reclaim VAT on relevant business expenses. You can register and take part in some of the different government VAT schemes, which I'm going to come on to later on. If your clients are large companies who are also VAT registered, that means that your customers are very used to seeing prices including VAT, and they will be able to reclaim the VAT paid to your business, and so the benefit is that you reclaim VAT on the expenses that you're paying. Many people also find that it makes their business more credible because most people that register for VAT have a taxable turnover of 85k. Again, lots of these points might change depending on your personal situation and the nature of your business, so it's always a good idea to have a chat to an accountant. As I said earlier, there are some reasons why registering voluntarily for VAT might be right for you, but there are also circumstances where it might not be right for you. So if your customers and your competitors are not VAT registered, and what I really mean by that is if your customers are individuals who can't reclaim any VAT, or if your competitors and the people that your customers are comparing your prices to are not VAT registered, quite often your customers will deem you to be more expensive and will go elsewhere. So now that I've spoken about what VAT is, when to register, and reasons why you might voluntarily register, I wanted to actually touch on what happens when you register. So once you've become VAT registered, you'll then actually have to start charging VAT on all of the goods and services that you sell at the appropriate rate. You'll then also be able to reclaim VAT on goods and services that you purchase from other VAT registered businesses, and then you'll complete a VAT return every quarter direct to HMRC. The VAT that you charge and the VAT that you pay will be pulled together during the process of preparing a VAT return and reported directly to HMRC. This means that if you've paid too little VAT or if you've paid too much VAT, this will be reported to HMRC and you will either be able to reclaim or repay the difference between the two. I have another YouTube video, which I will pop a link up here too, which talks specifically and guides you through the new things that you need to think about now that you are registering for VAT. So this video is talking about things to think about before you become VAT registered, but this video is talking about things that you need to do now that you are VAT registered. I cover off things like charging VAT, reclaiming VAT, recharging VAT, and lots more. Moving on to VAT schemes, I have another YouTube video, which I'm going to pop up here, which guides you through all of the different VAT schemes that are available to you as a small business owner. And if you would like some more information on these over and above the links that you can find up here, you can actually use the links down here to book a meeting with me to talk about VAT schemes, and how VAT will impact your business. Finally, I wanted to talk about VAT and record keeping. With the introduction of making tax digital, it's really important to consider the records that you need to keep when it comes to VAT. For all sales and all purchases that you make whilst you're VAT registered, you need to keep invoices and receipts not only to prove the expense, but also to reclaim the VAT charged or reclaimed. HMRC expect you to keep all information pertaining to VAT tax for a minimum of 6 years. And in order to be making tax digital compliant, you'll have to submit your VAT returns and keep some of your records digitally using accounting software. Okay, so in this video, I've spoken about what is VAT, when to register for VAT, voluntarily registering for VAT, the benefits of registering for VAT, what happens when you register, different VAT schemes, and VAT record keeping. If you really enjoyed this video, but you do have a couple of follow-up questions, you can actually use the links in the description to this video to book a meeting with me to talk to me about your small business and VAT. I would love to see you here more often, and so if you hit the subscribe button, you can actually get notifications every time I release a juicy video like this one. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I hope you have the best day.